closer to being the new face of the NBA? Is it Jokic or is it Anthony Edwards? Stephen A., you want to start us off?
I want to say Jokic because he's the champion and he's the best in the business. And I think when you look at it from that standpoint, you have to give him the edge. He's only 6'3". I could do that, and you look at it like that. Anthony Edwards. And not only did he do that, he was calling them out beforehand and then backed it up. So when you see that kind of personality with that athleticism, with that production, ultimately leads, like I said, I can't give it to him this second because of Jokic. But if he beats Denver this series, it's a different argument. Andre would be right.
A 6-time All-Star, 2-time MVP, Finals MVP, and an NBA champion. I think we could all agree that Nikola Jokic is the baddest hooper right now on the planet, even though he doesn't look the part. I mean, when Karl Anthony Towns dropped by at Paul George's podcast, he just laid out the brutal facts on how tough it is to guard someone as big and as skilled as the Joker.
He's definitely a tough guard because he could do a lot of things, He could do a lot of things, especially around the basket. I didn't realize until we were playing the series, he's 290.
Yeah, he's
a big boy.
Big dude.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I thought I was, my usual size is about 265. And, because I'm a 4 now and everything, I'm usually around like 249.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn. I didn't realize he was that big.
He's long. Like, people don't realize
he got that
either.
Serbian strength. He just got that overseas type of strength.
Don't do that. And he's like, that's what people don't realize. He's not athletic.
We respect everyone in this podcast.
It's our inside thing we got.
He's not athletic, but like the that he can do. That's what people don't realize about the Joker, bro. Is his arms are long as it's not like he jumps high, he gets off the ground. Player. Like, he'll shoot that and you think you can get it, and he'll rebound that so fast. Like, he has just good, like, cat reflexes.
See, despite how slow he moves and his 10-inch hops, Jokic is one of those guys who knows how to maximize his massive size and use it to his advantage, which is why even a skilled defender like KAT can't do anything when the Joker decides to force his way inside and get his buckets. Now, Kevin Durant also experienced the same thing when they had a hard time containing Jokic back in Game 4 of the 2023 playoffs, because in that game, Jokic dropped 53 points along with 11 rebounds on a losing effort. Although KD had all the rights to brag about their big win, he was still shocked with what Jokic did to them, to the point that he just talked about his greatness during the post-game interview.
I mean, what do you think about what Joker did, and then, just the effort, at least, that you guys had defensively against him?
Yeah, he's ridiculous. Yeah, I felt like all of those shots felt like they was easy shots, and he just played a game at a pace that you can't speed him up, fluster him. He's strong. He can make every shot. I mean, I hate when he makes shots because he's so unorthodox, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a miss, and then it goes straight in. He's incredible.
In just the span of 9 seasons, many players have already put him on the Mount Rushmore of big men at just 29 years of age. And really, I can't blame them for doing that, because the Joker has completely taken over the league for the last couple of years and destroyed some of the all-time greats that are still playing right now. Take the case of LeBron James last season. The Nuggets got their brooms out and swept the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. In that series, the Joker was simply phenomenal, averaging 27.8 points, 14.5 rebounds, and 11 assists. Now, when reporters asked the King what he thinks about the Jokic performance throughout the series, LeBron just literally tipped his hat off to him and said,
and one thing about their team, when you have a guy like Joker who, as big as he is, but also as cerebral he is, you can't really make many mistakes versus a guy like that. And even when you guard him for one of the best possessions that you think you've guarded him, he puts the ball behind his head, Larry Bird style, and shoots it 50 feet in the air, and it goes in. I think he did it like 4 or 5 times this series. So you do like this to him.
Anyway, since I brought up the Mount Rushmore of big men, Shaquille O'Neal is definitely one of the guys who truly deserves to be up there with the way he dominated the game from inside the shaded lane. Now, when Stephen A. Smith asked Shaq on who's the better big man in today's game between Joel Embiid and the Joker, here's his straightforward response.
They're both great players, but if Joel doesn't win, you're going to kill him. Your show. Yeah. You, Big Perk, JJ Redick.
Right. Joker
has that edge. He's won, right?
Right.
So, even though, the numbers are different. And I had an interview the other day, and I could remember having similar, lesser numbers than Joel Embiid. And they asked the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, what do you think about Shaq? And his response was, he's pretty good, but he hasn't won yet.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of broke my heart, but it was the truth. Listen, Joel Embiid is a fabulous talent. Definitely number one, number two. But if he doesn't win in this world we live in, you're going to kill him.
Well, listen, I did it to you.
Now, when we talk about the greatest bigs in the history of the NBA, Kevin Garnett's name will always be on the top of the list. A 15-time All-Star, a Defensive Player of the Year, League MVP, and one-time champ with the Boston Celtics. The big ticket surely has hardware and accolades to back up his takes whenever he and Paul Pierce talk about basketball stuff in their shared podcast. Well, speaking of which, there was one time where KG made a controversial claim about Nikola Jokic, which Stephen A. Smith totally disagreed with. Check this out.
What Joker's doing in our league, not even athletic. He jumps probably this high, right? What he's doing in our league is just, he's ripping the records apart. I think, Pete, they showed a stat where he's had a triple-double on every team in the league.
Damn. For real? That's cold.
Bro, right now, Joker's more dominant than Wilt Chamberlain right now, Lord.
Damn.
Obviously, that was an engagement in hyperbole by the one and only Kevin Garnett. And yes, you just heard him say that Nikola Jokic is more dominant than Wilt Chamberlain. Kevin Garnett knows better.
I think KG was just exaggerating, just like what Stephen A. said. But in a few years' time, and if he wins a couple more rings, this controversial take by KG might just become the truth down the line, with the way he's been dominating for the last 3 years. I mean, sure, Jokic didn't cause any rule league like the way Wilt did. But Jokic is dominating in the way the league has never seen before. He chalks up triple-doubles so easily that he made it look normal. And on top of this, he's making his teammates better, and more importantly, winning the ball game while doing all that. And even though he has already accomplished a lot at this point of his career, which includes an NBA championship, Jokic doesn't seem to care about the attention and accolades that come along with winning, and this makes him one of the most humble individuals in today's NBA.
Joker looks like the most humblest I've ever seen. I've never seen a player who's won the NBA championship, and he was just dormant. He was more into his daughter and he was off. Here's what we say off. When you say off, you don't come ask that player nothing. That player has his knee braces down. We call that off. He was off. Nah, I got a jet leaving tomorrow morning. I'm finna be in. Nah, we got a parade. It was the most humble I've ever seen.
It was like you watch Avengers when Thanos hit you with the snap. And then he went into the grassy knolls and was just chilling.
It was chilling. It was right here.
He hit him with the snap, it was over.
Joker, I'm off.
Mission done.
Nah, man.
It was mission is over.
Job finished. Job finished.
Anyway, in a rare moment, Paul George was able to invite the logo, Jerry West, into his podcast. And just like what KG said, he too believes that Jokic is a one-of-a-kind player from inside and out.
Jokic is a joke, okay? He's a joke. You watch him play.
Different.
And you look at him, and everyone's talking about, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. If you watch him around the basket, he absolutely will shoot the ball, touch it, and catch it on the other side before these guys move.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you how good he really is. Mm-hmm. He's got an incredible instinct to play the game. But I watch him being interviewed and stuff. this guy's got the right stuff.
Now, not only do current players and legends have something good to say about the slow-footed Serbian, but former player turned analyst such as Richard Jefferson also did comment about what truly makes Jokic a special athlete, and here's what he said.
If you had to pinpoint the most impressive part of Nikola Jokic's game, what would it be?
Oh, that's tough. I think the most impressive part of his game, I think he's always this passer. He was always a rebounder and scorer. I would say his basketball IQ and his understanding of when to raise his level. There are times, like his scoring is down this year from his prior MVP seasons.
By design.
By design, but his assist numbers are up. So that tells me that he scores when he needs to, and he knows how to get everyone else involved.
Yep.
As RJ said, the thing that separates Jokic from other unicorns is that he can turn up the switch whenever he wants to. I mean, he can bully ball his way inside when his teammates are struggling to find the bottom of the net. Then, if he's the one struggling offensively, he can switch on his playmaker mode and just get his teammates involved by setting up the table for them. This is the exact reason why he's been pretty much unstoppable. I mean, no matter what kind of defense you put on him, Jokic would always use his incredible basketball IQ, find the weakness in the system, or exploit any potential mismatches. Anyway, one of the guys who had a ton of battles with Jokic is Draymond Green. Now, in a post-game interview, he revealed in detail just how crazy difficult it is to guard a player like Jokic, especially when he's operating in the low block.
He's an incredible player. Very, very, very tough guard. When I'm guarding him, I'm also playing chess. It's not just all bang, 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 and beat him to the spot. Like it's a lot of different games within the game that you have to try to play against a guy like that. That's that smart. See, you have a lot of guys that's skilled and talented and not very smart. Don't see the floor well, kind of got like these blinders on, and they see this one thing, which is the rim through these little blinders. And those guys are a lot easier to take out of the game than a guy like Joker, who scores the ball just as well, if not better, as those guys that's like this, but pass the ball just as well as Chris Paul. Against a guy like that, it can't just be like, oh, I'm trying to do this one thing. There's so many other things that you have to do, because if not, he just quickly figures stuff out and take advantage of it. So.
Now, in the same breath as Draymond's statement, his teammate Steph Curry also echoed what he said about the different dynamics in guarding someone who's as smart and skilled as the two-time MVP. I mean, here's what he said in one of the post-game interviews.
Puts pressure on you all game, and you got to respect not only his ability to post up and put pressure on the paint. He knocked down 3 threes tonight. He is obviously an amazing playmaker, so when they're doing all that motion around him, everybody has to be on alert to take away passing angles and lanes, and because he sees the court so well. And then obviously even just the offensive rebounding, like, those tip ins and stuff, it's you play good defense, he still finds his way right underneath the basket. He's got good touch to keep it up there on the rim and finish. So he's got kind of the full package, and guys are hitting shots around him, and it makes it super tough to figure out how you want to defend him.
Without question, Nikola Jokic is going to go down as one of the most unique players that have dominated the NBA in more ways than one. He can score, rebound, pass, and defend at a high level, and read the defense like the back of his hand with his insane basketball IQ and incredible feel for the game. I mean, Jokic's skill and talent has been widely recognized by some of the greats of yesteryears, like Tracy McGrady, and in a sit-down interview with Rachel Nichols, T-Mac talked about just how crazy good Jokic is, and as he was talking, he was just in complete awe about the stuff that the Joker can do on both ends of the floor.
Jokic, let me tell y'all something. This dude is so good, man. Straight up, like, I haven't seen anything like him. Where he passes. You got a 7', 7'1" center bringing up the ball, initiating the offense. Like, everything goes through him.
And he passes people open, like Aaron Rodgers style.
It is amazing. The passes that he makes from one side of the court to the other, on time and on target. The bounce passes in between defenses. You can't guard him on the post because he's too big. He can't jump over a dollar bill. He rebounds. He is amazing. He like if there was one guy I would want to play with.
I was going to say, if you got to play with someone like him,
I would love to play with. He's a problem.
I mean,
he's a problem. Like he's like Jason Kidd as a point guard. Like those guys don't have to score to affect the game.
But he also scores.
But he can score. He shoots a three. What can't he do?